Recently, we heard an announcement of the fact that the capital Christmas tree would be coming from Alaska, specifically from the Chugach National Forest, which is near Seward. This is an area where timber harvest has been banned, Mr. President. We know that federal actions, such as the roadless rule, have actually made our timber harvests off limits to Alaskans. Yet, the harvesting of the capital Christmas tree, in doing so, the President has authorized about a half a dozen other trees to be cut down to build a road to get to the tree selected to go to Washington, D.C. This tree now has been cut. It's been placed on a truck. It is now transitioning through Alaska. It will be placed on a barge. It'll go down to the lower 48 and travel by truck across to Washington, D.C. And by the way, Mr. President, I want to thank at least two Alaska businesses which donated both employees and equipment to the harvest of this tree in this area where harvesting of trees has been banned. But remember, the federal government has effectively cut down our timber industry in Alaska, effectively shut it down, with the exception of a few small timber operations in Southeast. It literally took an act of Congress to allow a native corporation to harvest timber on their own land. So we are seeing more and more restrictions on our resource development, and yet that resource development is what allowed us to become a state, Mr. President. So while we all are really thrilled that the capital Christmas tree will be coming from Alaska, we have to remember that this took actually an exemption from federal law to cut down about a half a dozen trees to build a road that's prohibited in this area, to harvest a tree where timber harvest is not allowed. I understand it took about a month for a federal employee to actually locate that tree. I would suggest that perhaps that time could have spent more productively refining the science to substantiate the sustainability of timber harvest in Alaska. It also feels kind of hypocritical to build a road through a roadless area for a single tree, but not build a road that would ensure proper emergency care for a rural community. So if we really care about Christmas, I suggest we give a present to the people of King Cove, that being a road to an all-weather airport. Thank you, Mr. President.